make some things clear. The question you asked me was, did I know the difference between right and wrong at 14? I knew the difference between right and wrong.
Hmm.
Yes. However, I want to go back to the manipulation piece that we've been talking about with super predators like a Diddy, like an Epstein, like a Weinstein, right? At 14, this is what was said. Hey man, look, I'm gonna put 7,500 in your pocket. You're gonna have these three loaves in a backpack, and I need you to take it to X, Y, and Z. Did I know having the three loaves was wrong? Absolutely. I knew that that part was wrong. Wait a minute. But this is also what is told to you. But man, if you get in trouble, it'll only be a first time, and since you're under 18, nothing's really gonna happen to you. At that point, when you're having that message thrown at you over and over and over, you're like, all right, bet, cool. Fortunately, I never got caught with any bricks on me because what I understand now at 44 is I had the riskiest job of anybody. The absolute riskiest job. I carried the most weight. I'm on a bicycle out in the open during the daytime. Like these are runners for those that don't understand any of the business. That is absolutely positively one of the riskiest jobs you can have in that game. I didn't understand the full levity of how wrong that is, nor did I fully understand the consequences of how wrong that was. So,
But you
what
knew.
you're suggesting, what I'm hearing from you is okay, if you get caught with them with those three loaves on you, you should be tried just like an adult that would have three loaves on them. Should I really? I honestly did. Honestly, me reflecting back, I didn't fully understand the levity of that decision. Nor does
I'm,
any 14-year-old truly fully understand the levity of the decisions that they're making. Because otherwise, if they did, they wouldn't say things like, "Oh, I know, Dad. Oh, I know, Ma. I know." Come to find out, they didn't know shit. And they'll come back and tell you, I'm glad I followed what you said because I didn't really know. They'll come back and say that. So you can't like I think it's wrong to suggest that the same punishment for adults should be for children. The same type of accountability should be for children, especially through high level manipulation when you don't know what's happening. And in the Cassie scenario, she was being manipulated by on a much larger scale than I ever was by people with much more power than the people that I knew ever had. And it's not just coming from, let's say, Diddy. She's likely getting it from every single angle of the business. Oh, he's directing your career just fine. Oh, if you listen to him, you're going to be a star. That's what she's hearing over and over and over. Couple that with, oh, baby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to punch you in the face this time. It won't happen again. Because that's what these super predators do.
That's
They
just
tell you, "Oh, I love you, and I won't ever do that again. It was a mistake." And then you're getting all of these other outside influences telling you, "Oh, probably, baby, he just got mad, or he was just drunk, or you know how he get when he like that." Because we know what those fucking conversations sound like. We can't pretend like we don't know. And until you're able to take that step back, similar to what Ruth was talking about, where she was able to take that step back and say, "Hey, wait a minute," and then I'm out of it. She got out of it when that realization hit. She got this Cassie lady got out of it when that realization hit, and she got remarried
so
or
AP.
married, not remarried.
So
So,
AP.
I understand what you're saying, but you don't fully understand until you fully understand.
So
And I,
AP. So AP. When
yes, sir,
when you when you were moving, when you were was a runner, right? You admitted to saying that essentially knew what you were doing, but you didn't understand the full scope of it.
correct.
the key point is that you knew what you were doing. That is all that I'm saying. Regardless, it's even adults that make extremely stupid decisions, knowing that is incorrect, that is the wrong decision to make, but they still do it due to the fact of them not knowing or understanding the full scope of it. That's an excuse that anybody could use. Now, again, I'm not saying in that situation, if you got caught with 30 keys or 3 keys or whatever, should you sit in prison for the rest of your life? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that there are children that are knowingly and willingly at 13, 14, walking around with guns, carjacking people. There was just recently a kid, I'm thinking like in Minnesota or Minneapolis or something like that, 16, robbing a woman in front of a church. An old lady push her down the stairs. You know what I'm saying? Are we not supposed to hold him accountable for what he's doing? Of course. There was a group of kids in Minneapolis that was from the ages of 13 to 17 that beat an old man to death at 2 a.m. in the morning with a construction cone. Are we not supposed to hold them accountable? Absolutely, as adults, because when you make decisions in life, you have to live with the consequences, regardless of how old it is that you are. That is life. That's
So
life.
we know
That's
that there should be
community.
consequences. Nobody's arguing. We know that they're just saying the severity of the like how that person thinks. Are they able to think the same way another person who is of age think? We're not saying there
They
should be. I'm
know
not
they,
saying there should be any
all
consequences.
that I'm saying is that they know what is right from wrong. We're taking away the accountability of people and validating them to be able to do crazy and wild ass shit. That is, I'm telling you, this is
I get
why
it.
we are
I get what you're saying.
experiencing what it is that we're experiencing with this generation, because they have no accountability. There's
I
no reason
put I
why
put more
they
blame on the
are
adults
acting
for
the way
having
that
these
it is.
children and letting the streets raise them. That's who I
Yeah.
put the accountability on. I put the accountability on children running wild because parents not in the house raising their children. Parents in the streets with the kids themselves.
Because nobody held
That's
them
who I put the
accountable.
I have
accountability
a
on.
question.
Because
I want to
nobody
pick
held
Viz's
them
brain.
accountable.
So I want to pick Viz's brain. Viz, do you think that men should be on child support?
What is it? What does that have to do with this?
Because I want to know where the accountability stops and where it, So
That,
I just want
that's you taking it
I just
to
want
a
to ask you a
whole you
question.
taking it to a
I, it's my show.
field.
It's my show. It's a question. It's a
I,
question.
I
What do you think about child support?
I feel that men should take care of their children if they are not in their lives, and it takes for the government to force them to take care of their children, then absolutely. That is a man's duty. If you planted a seed inside of a woman, then absolutely you should be taking care of your child.
Do you also believe so we had a conversation, I don't think you were a part of it. Do you also believe that women should be it should be mandatory paternity tests?
I do.
But
We
why is
see it
that?
we see it countless times over and over again where women will blatantly lie,
It's not
bold
evil. It's
faced
Friday
lie.
night.
You say what?
This is what
Somebody
we
said I'm
wholly
evil.
agree,
Listen, it's
Biz.
Friday night. We gotta bring on the juice, honey. The tea. Wake everybody up. Shit,
Yeah,
everybody
no.
here on a Friday night for like boredom.